Graduation is time to buy a grad a car, right? Well, with the backlog with new cars, people are looking at getting used cars, but do you know what to do when looking to buy one? Well, here to sit crooked and talk straight with us is Shahey from Mazvo, and I'll tell you, Shahey, I'm in that place right now looking for a used car, and you know, you've been talking to me about it. We want to let people know out there, prices are coming down because they were way overpriced, am I right?
Absolutely, they were they started out at basically 40% higher than what they were normally going for. And that was for used. And of course, new, there was almost 20% higher. So when you're dealing with a used car, you got to really start out with understanding. The first question you have to ask yourself is, why do I need another vehicle? Stop and ask, what is the value? Make sure that when you're buying a used car or a new one, that you're chasing functionality and not the emotional part of it. Sure, the sunroof looks great, the color is nice, but at the end of the day, you're the only one in the car and nobody else. Buy based on functionality. Don't buy a 4x4 if you're not going to go four-wheeling. Don't buy a convertible if you're not going to drive it in the summertime. So those are the small things that you can tweak and make sure that you understand what it is that you need the car for.
All right. What about pricing? I mean, we see these prices all over the board right now. No one is actually staying to what the Kelley Blue Book says or what internet says. So how do we know pricing?
Yeah, pricing is very right now. There's no room for negotiation. Nobody wants to negotiate. They're like, okay, this is the price. Take it or leave it. If you're not going to buy, somebody else is going to buy. So make sure that you understand what it is that you can negotiate. The only thing that you can really negotiate right now is financing. So if you're going to get financing, don't wait to go to the dealership. Go to a credit union. Go to your own banking. Get that financing ready because you can negotiate that interest rate ahead of time. And make sure that you got that locked in. That way, when you go to the dealership, you're an actual cash buyer and you can just choose the car you want. If you're going to pay it, you're going to pay it. And that's all there is to it.
Okay, so I know I'm probably getting in trouble for this, but we know there are new cars on the lot, but they're not able to buy them. They're almost like you get to look at them in order. So how do we, go about this now?
Yeah, it's tough, but what we really need to understand is it's not that there's no cars at all. There's plenty of cars. If you drive up and down Camelback Road, Bell Road, and you see all those dealerships and actually walk the lot, there are tons and tons of cars. It's not that they have no cars. It's low inventory. The challenge is when you come in and say, I want blue, I want red leather, I want step sides, and it's all those tiny things that if you could tweak it a little bit and be flexible about being colorblind and taking cloth versus leather and not caring about the roof rack or saying it's okay for the moment, I don't need a sunroof. You can tweak your wants versus your needs, then you can most likely get into a car faster than you normally could.
I like it. All right, and here's the secret that Shahey's been talking to me about, and that is negotiation, because everything's negotiable, right?
Everything is negotiable, and you can negotiate a lot of things. Of course, if you're buying brand new, the best value right now for a car is brand new. It's not about the price. Being that the price is very high and you just pretty much have no room to negotiate, you can tweak some things by saying, all right, I don't need to buy an extended warranty right now. I'll wait on that. I don't need the Arizona protection plan that they're trying to upsell you in the finance department. Whatever it is that they're trying to sell you, you can say no to and just focus on the car. You can always go back and buy an extended warranty later and negotiate on your financing, and also check with the insurance. You can also lease. Leasing is an option too. You can lease and then end up buying it at the end of the lease term. There are more cars available for leasing versus purchasing as well. So do your research and buy based on sensibility, not just emotions.
And what about, okay, pricing and value? I mean, that's something that we got to really, think about, right?
Pricing and value, definitely. And also make sure that the value matches what you're actually buying the vehicle. If you bought the vehicle because you want one, but then you don't drive it very often, because most people work out of the house right now. So yes, you want a new car, but ask yourself, do I really need it or do I want it? And that way you can evaluate, all right, what's the best price for me to spend? Because if I'm going to spend X amount of dollars and have the car sitting in the driveway, not moving, and I only drive it 1 day or 2 days out of the week, that's a shame to spend that kind of money and have a car asleep more than awake.
All right, last question is, of course, people have more than one car in the driveway. They're like, well, I don't want to put miles on it, so I'm going to go buy a second car. I mean, the hype of that, is it smart, not smart, or what do you think?
No, at this moment, if you can get away with carpooling, if you can get away with public transportation, if you can get away with whatever it is that you Ubering every now and then, believe it or not, I've done the math a few times for a lot of my older clients that don't drive that much. If you take into consideration the actual insurance price, registration, especially if you're older, and you add that all up with what you're going to buy and the fact that you're not going to drive it that much, sometimes Ubering it or public transportation will be a lot more sensible to save. Because you can do the math, and if you're going to spend $2,000 a year on all the Uber rides that you need versus $4,000 or $4,500 with the purchase insurance, with gas and so on, it's really doesn't make sense.
So that's why I come to you, Shahey. You're the best. And of course, you're also the best because I get to say it right now. I guess you got a book coming out? What's going on?
Yeah, yes, I do. Actually, it's called Car Confidential. It's a progress of 2.5 years I've been working on. It's basically all the empowerment, all put together into one book, basically to help you be a better car owner and understand the fundamentals of car ownership and responsibility. You just go to carconfidential.net and you can sign up, and when it gets released, hopefully before mid-June, you'll be able to purchase the book.
All right. Well, I'm going to definitely get my copy and have you sign it. So don't you go anywhere, because later later in the show, we're going to talk, of course, getting ready for vacation travel. So stick around, okay? All right. And you stick around too, all right? Because we got more of the Arizona Daily Mix coming up. But also don't forget, you can go to aztv.com and find out more about Shahey and all his car tips. But right now, get a little break. Come on back with us.